Okay, so no surprise, I am very excited for Rocksteady's new DC game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The banter is spot on, the trailer looked exquisite, the premise is bonkers, and it has King Shark. Look at him. My favourite. At the moment, 4 playable characters have been revealed. Deadshot, King Shark, my favourite again, Captain Boomerang, and Harley Quinn. Because of the epic scale of the threat, with Superman, you know, just incinerating dudes left, right and centre, it's safe to assume Amanda Waller will utilise many more agents in her task force that have yet to be revealed. But which characters should the studio add? I have a few ideas in mind, so I'm Ewan, this is What Culture Gaming, and here are 10 squad members Rocksteady must include in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Number 10. Black Manta. In the comics, Amanda Waller found Black Manta's skill set to be so diverse, she ordered him to join Task Force X. He even became team leader for a period of time. So what makes this bug-eyed baddie a must-have for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Well, Manta would be crucial for underwater missions since there is no human being more knowledgeable about the ocean depths. Manta's wetsuit is armed to the teeth with harpoons, shock gauntlets, bombs, knives, swords, poison, and gas. And of course, let's not forget about the optic lasers the dude has in his helmet that can devastate practically anything. With this kind of versatility, there's no question Manta would be one of the best members on the team, in or out of the water. Number 9. CATMAN. CATMAN may sound like a silly name, but he definitely has a lot to offer to the squad. Being the world's best tracker, CATMAN could detect approaching enemies or find key items that the rest of the team couldn't locate. Also, CATMAN is cool as hell. Read Gail Simone's Secret 6 if you're somehow unfortunate enough to think otherwise. Because he's an Olympic-level athlete, an expert hand-to-hand combatant, and owns a vast supply of gadgets, he seems like the perfect person for the inevitable boss battle with Batman, depending on whether or not he really did survive Arkham Knight's finale. And well, I do love me some CATMAN, a cool and definitely not bad comic book character who would be perfect in this game as a sort of Batman-esque character. Number 8. CHEETAH. After being empowered by the god Kartaga, Barbara Minerva transformed into the world's fastest woman, the Cheetah. This power endowed her with super strength, lightning-quick reflexes, amplified senses, and a desire for human flesh. Using her heightened agility, she can climb virtually any surface and leap vast distances with ease, probably to procure more human flesh. She'll probably hook this person up with Hannibal. She also has razor-sharp claws and fangs which can cut through nearly anything, including the Man of Steel's skin. Because Amazons are vulnerable to piercing attacks, it would make sense for Amanda Waller to assign the feline fiend to take down Wonder Woman. Also, you know, given that she's kind of an arch-nemesis and will be starring opposite the character in Wonder Woman 84 whenever it releases. Number 7. Deathstroke. After a military experiment allowed Slade Wilson to access 90% of his brain simultaneously, he became a master strategist and eventually the world's greatest mercenary. When he fights enemies like Batman or Nightwing in the comics, he keeps switching fighting styles and rotating weapons so his opponents can never adjust to his strategy. If one weapon doesn't work on a given enemy, you could try changing your strategy. You have the potential for a great jack-of-all-trades character in this instance. In the comics, Deathstroke famously fought the entire League to a complete standstill. Much like Batman, Deathstroke is capable of defeating anyone, even Superman, simply by relying on a superior stratagem. Number 6. Count Vertigo. Count Vertigo is one of Green Arrow's foremost adversaries, and a mainstay of the Suicide Squad dating back to the legendary John Ostrander run of the 1980s. Vertigo, who already has the title of Count and so is automatically the coolest dude in the room, has been involved in most iterations of the squad since its creation, and thus seems like a likely candidate to be included in the game. Gameplay-wise, Vertigo would also provide some interesting advantages. His signature move essentially discombobulates his foes, throwing them off balance, and ultimately making it much harder for him to be hit as a result. He would come in particularly handy against ranged enemies, and given his proficiency in hand-to-hand combat, there's no reason why he couldn't mix it with the rest of the squad in that department either. Number 5. Rick Flag. Richard Flagg Jr. usually serves as the field leader of Task Force X. He may not have powers, but he doesn't need them. He's an elite soldier, an excellent brawler, and adept with every type of firearm. Plus, he's rocking that yellow t-shirt wherever he goes. Now, that may sound pretty impressive, but plenty of supervillains on the team have that exact same skill set. Deadshot is the world's best marksman. Harley Quinn is a masterclass fighter and gymnast, so why does the squad need Flagg? The answer is because Rick Flagg isn't a criminal. He's not a loose cannon. He's able to stay stable and calm in a war zone. As the field leader, it could be an integral part of gameplay for Flagg to ensure his teammates haven't lost sight of the objective, or they're not trying to backstab each other the moment he looks away. Number 4. Katana. Katana may be a superhero, but she's also been a key member of the Suicide Squad over the last decade. She was criminally underutilized in the David Ayer film, and boasting her signature Soul Taker sword, a badass design, and a compelling backstory, she'd be the perfect fit for Rocksteady's upcoming title. Her connection to groups like the Outsiders and the Birds of Prey would open up new doors for Rocksteady to explore, and if nothing else, it would be really interesting to see a genuine hero react to Brainiac's control over the League. Number 3. Plastique. Here's a character I felt compelled to include after a recent rewatch of Justice League Unlimited's Task Force X episode. The episode itself entails several squad members being sent to attack the Watchtower, headquarters to the Justice League. Series veterans Deadshot and Rick Flagg are joined by Clock King, who keeps things ticking over, and Plastique, so called because she's a whiz with explosives. Someone who's an explosives expert would fit right into the game's chaotic approach to combat, and given Plastique was a member of the Ostrander team too, she has some serious pedigree in that department. Number 2. Killer Frost. After being involved in a cryonic accident, Caitlin Snow developed the power to control ice. However, she needs to constantly absorb heat to stay alive, and so regularly steals the body heat of others, killing them in the process. Not only would her ice powers prove useful for the Suicide Squad, Waller knows she won't hesitate to kill since she needs to in order to survive. She's impossible to disarm since she can create ice weapons like bullets, knives, and swords in a heartbeat. And hey, Rocksteady, bonus points too if you can bring back Jennifer Hale to voice the character, seeing as how she did such a great job in Justice League Unlimited. And number 1, Vixen. Yes, Vixen is technically a Justice Leaguer too, but it's easy to forget that she was a key member of John Ostrander's iconic Suicide Squad team of the 1980s. And like with Katana before her, it would be really interesting to see that dynamic of a hero corralling a bunch of villains to take down her former teammates. Vixen has the power to absorb the characteristics of any animal, but Vixen doesn't just utilize the characteristics of animals, she can also take on their weight. She can charge at her enemies with the might of a rhino, or jump on someone with the weight of a triceratops, which would be very painful. The gameplay possibilities are quite literally endless. I mean, not really endless, because there are only so many animals on the planet, but you get what I mean? You can't fit every single animal into one game. There are so many different possibilities here, it's really cool. And that was our list on 10 squad members Rocksteady must add to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Lastly, remember you can find more content like this at whatculture.com/comics and gaming, and more of me on Twitter at @EwanRuinsThings. Until next time though, see ya.